our Afortus TV with everybody today.
Most people don't fail because they lack passion. They fail because when the storm hits, they have nothing solid holding them up. Motivation comes and goes. Energy fluctuates. But pillars? Pillars don't care how you feel. They stand because of how they were built. If you want an unshakable career, we will show you non-negotiable pillars we in Afortus lean on. When your world shakes, and it will, your feelings won't save you. Your foundation will. We have built pillars so strong that storms can't break them. Today on Afortus TV, we will define these pillars, what you are building on. Listen, learn, and apply. Welcome to Afortus TV.
Welcome to Afortus TV, everyone. Excited to be with you this morning. And let's go ahead and start off with the certificates that have been completed this last week. We have a ton of recognition to do today. We want to change this up a bit. We have Lloyd Diamond with 8 Academy certificates. Wanted to recognize him as being our leader for most certificates completed this last week. Scott McAllister with 7, Jared Marcoux with 5, Mark Hall with 5, Marcus Browley with 3, Daniel McGath with 2, Jamie Archibald with 1, Jason McMillan with 1, Mike Breitspecher, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, with 1. We had a total of 33 total certificates completed, 9 agents recognized, and we just want to congratulate those of you that are jumping into the Academy and completing those on a weekly basis. Just so proud of each and every one of you. Also want to recognize our top 5 regions, profitable. They start with the Ferber Fireballs, Kessler Commanders, Erdman team, Thompson team, Olson team, and excited about you and your focus on profitability. Here are our first given and presentation performance indicators. We first have Rick Thomas to recognize with a total of 66 first presentations given. Brad Bishop with 61, Noel Adams with 47, and we have our performance leaders with points per first, recognizing Jason Kessler, Anu Cabra, and our leader this last week was Tanya Sabata. Way to go, Tanya. What I'd love to hear from the top performance is, what is one habit that has made the biggest difference for you this past week or month? Unmute yourself, share your screen, and or share it in the chat.
Brett, I'll go. Good morning, everybody. This is Tanya Zapata. One of the biggest things, honestly, is really just continuing to practice, making sure I get in front of more people. But honestly, it's just the practice, and going back and listening to like even my own recordings, and whether it's a good one or a bad one. And what I mean by that is whether I said a first or a second or not. But I know that everything's improving because the seconds are showing up and I'm closing them.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. Anybody else with either this slide or a previous slide, something that you have to share? All right, we'll move on. Here are our top agents this week in production. We have from bottom up, Rick Thomas, top producer this week, Michelle Dixon, Elizabeth Smithy, Anthony Taylor, and Anthony Aquilino. We have from the Thompson region, 7, we have Noel Adams, Michael Trussell, Jason Crawford, Heath Thompson, Doug Lackey, Chantra V. Blair, and Austin Mertz. And the one added mentionable is we have 31 agents that produced in the last 2 weeks, and the top 2 regions that they came from was the Thomas region and the Thompson region. Leaders, if someone from your region produced for the first time or had a breakthrough, unmute yourself, give a quick shout out. recognition, or if you are the agent and you would like to share what you did this last week, love to hear from each of you. And you're right, Sue, that was alphabetical. Thank you for that. Anybody like to share? Look at the, if you can, let's go ahead and look at the in the chat, and you can hear or hear from some of your comrades there. All right. Well, these are our top 10 agents in issue paid year to date and 10-week averages. Let's recognize our top 10. Brett Olson, David Dell, number 9, Seth Thomas, number 8, Errol Parker, number 6, Chantra V. Blair, number 5, Brad Bishop, number 4, Jason Kessler, number 3, Ruth Erdman, number 2, and Heath Thompson, number 1. Here are our top 10 agents. 10-week average issue paid. Tanya Zapata, number 10. David Dell, number 9. Robin Denny, number 8. Noel Adams, number 7. Brett Olson, number 6. Jason Kessler, number 5. Heath Thompson, number 4. Brad Bishop, number 3. Errol Parker, number 2. And number 1, Chantra V. Blair. She's pushing for that RM promotion. Way to go, Chantra V. Any comments or shout outs for anybody? All right. Appointment reviews. We had a lot this last week. Looking for all of the RMs to share. We have for appointment reviews, Robin Denny, Matthew Schmidt, Lauren Branner, Gina Gillette, Anu Cabra, and for ride-along leaders, Tana Machete, Jason Kessler, and Rick Thomas with 9. Way to go, Rick. Anybody on appointment reviews or ride-alongs that and what you're getting out of either or both of those? Please share.
I got to say, I love doing the appointment reviews, just so that way we can kind of see where everybody else is gauging and kind of what they are setting up for their clients. It helps me learn. I love it.
Appreciate you sharing that. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Okay, this next week, I challenge everybody from the CEO on down to post your ride-alongs as well as your appointment reviews this next week. Everybody up to that challenge? Here are our company and top 5 regions submitted. We have Michael Givens, number 5, Ruth Erdman, number 4, Heath Thompson with over 13,000 and in his with his region support. Rick Thomas in their region with over 18.5 in production, and number 1 region over 32,000 in production. Tana Machete. Tana, please share with us where that production came from and what you're doing to make that happen.
It's all anew. So, Anu, please take the spotlight. I closed close to $1 million annuity. Lady from our leads, an A lead, and came to find out that she had $1 million in a variable annuity, and a lot of things had to go right for this to happen. First of all, I met with her in late June, and this annuity was coming out of surrender in a few weeks. I huddled with Tana and talked to Dave Peterson, talked to Errol Parker. I just wanted to make sure that if we're moving this money, it's putting the client in a better situation. And the one thing that really worked out was that, so what she was doing is she was taking the free withdrawals. She needed $60,000 a year to take care of expenses and go on vacations and all that kind of thing. And she was actually taking the money out of her premium when she could have just started a stream of income. So whoever it was that was servicing this account wasn't letting her know that you could just turn on a stream of income and you don't have to take your premium out. So huddled with some people, and then the Safe Income Advantage, if we rolled the money into there, it was going to give her a higher annual income than where her money was at. So I felt good about that. And the other thing is the Safe Income Advantage has a impairment doubler, which her previous policy doesn't have. So it was a situation where if it's justified to move the money, it was going to put her in a better situation, and it was going to protect her money from losses. She's 67, so it was time to get at least some of her money out of the market.
Beautiful, Anu. Thank you for those comments and that feedback, and it helps to be able to offer the number one product in the company, the Safe Income Advantage from F&G. So thank you for that and sharing there. Okay, we've got a little bit of work to do on our YouTube Afortus subscriptions. Only 31.8% of viewers are subscribed. So make sure that you have subscribed, and that as you're watching the videos that you like them and subscribe. That will boost up our subscriptions, and we want Afortus, you want Afortus to be a household word. The way you make that happen is by subscribing and making sure that you like everything that you are watching when you go to YouTube. If you would, as soon as this is completed, this PowerPoint presentation, go to YouTube, like, and subscribe.
I have a question about this, Brett. Is the YouTube channel meant to be for the company, or is it meant to be for the general public? Because there's information that happens in our meetings where I'm not sure that we would want the general public to know that we're talking about these different kinds of sales methods and all that type of thing.
Well, we believe that we've developed a process for Afortus TV that is great for doing exactly what we want it to do on our next slide right here, helping make Afortus a household name. And while we're doing that, we believe that it will help us grow our brand, grow our number of recruits, grow our number of clients. And the more and more people that become familiar with us, the more that will help us. Those that are the people that we're talking to as far as prospects or otherwise, they look at us under the pension professional, don't know us as Afortus, et cetera, et cetera. And so the two paths most likely won't cross. And this will just help us with our name brand of Afortus. So please go out there and like and subscribe and share with us how this is working for you. Thank you, Anu. Here are our top openers and closers. We have Ernest Dorado, brand new opener out of the Givens region. Also Cameron Spencer out of the Givens region, and Gina Gillette, brand new opener out of the Givens region. Michael, or if I just announced your name, please share with us the successes you've had in becoming an opener and how easy and simple that was, and maybe what could happen for others to duplicate that same process that you just did. Michael, you go ahead.
Quiet bunch today, Brett.
Yes.
So I am so privileged to be on the openers list today. Already did my first off of an A lead, and I've got like 4 more already in the next couple of days. I'm excited. This is gonna be great, not only for me, but to be able to help people in a real way.
Thank you and what enabled you to be able to do this that you could share to get others to do and duplicate the same that you just have done?
The thing is we have our own businesses, so investing in your own business is vital. I can't think of any restaurant that they don't put up $100,000 in collateral. We have this benefit of doing it for very, very little in, but you get so much more out. So it's the give and take, and to be honest, like, we get way more back than we ever put in.
Thank you for those comments. And then for closers out of the Thompson region, Noel Adams and Timothy Harris, please share with us what enabled you to become a closer, or Heath, your help in making that happen.
Well, if they're on, I'd love to hear from them. I'd love to hear, sometimes that's a big step, right? Moving from just being an opener and having someone else close for you to running that close on your own. If you think, if I think back to my region right now, someone like a Doug who struggled and was always willing just to have me run his seconds. Not struggled. He's just had a bunch of seconds that we've just run together. Doug Lackey has this last week taken on the responsibility of running those closes, and he's picked up an app. And there's an interesting thing that happens once you do it once. You can do it again. I'd love to hear from those two. I'm just looking to see if maybe they're on with us this morning. I know Noelle has things that she does with her younger family, and sometimes she's able to be on, but maybe indisposed. But the idea, of course, is you gotta make the jump, right? You gotta jump into it, and maybe that second doesn't turn out the way you maybe wanted it to. Maybe there's still that, well, I got to think about it, or I'm not sure I'm ready to move forward just yet. And then you could be nervous, and you can say, shoot, this just doesn't work. I don't have what it takes. I'm just going to give up, or I'm going to move on to something different because this is too difficult. But it's in running those seconds on your own that you really start to formulate those success traits that can stay with you. And don't think you're gonna knock it out of the park in those first few times you run it on your own. You might, and the system allows for that, and the system says you should pick up an app at the end of a second presentation, but it doesn't always happen. Just don't you worry. Just keep putting in the work, and watch that second that you ran. Send that second recording to your upline trainers and mentors, and look for feedback. That's how you win. Otherwise, you're just going to keep getting the same old, and it's going to be tough. So anyways, that's my thoughts. Keep hanging in there, keep fighting, and I'm proud of those that jump in and run those seconds on their own.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I was just going to say, maybe Thomas has a thought on that.
Yeah. Love to hear from you, Thomas.
Jumping into what he just said, I was wondering if it gives us a bad look if we always need help on our second, or if we need help on our second in the beginning when we're not as experienced as our team leaders or those who have been doing this longer.
Do you have some thoughts on that, Heath, or I'd love to jump in? Oh, looks like Ruth might. Go ahead, Ruth.
Personally, I don't think it gives you a bad look at all. I think when you bring in a senior specialist, and that's what my agents call me, I think it makes you look like you're wise to know that you are a little bit above your head, and that that there's more things that you need to learn. And honestly, if you're splitting that sale 50% of something is better than 0 of nothing. So when you are not confident yet and you don't have the skill set that you need to do what you need to do yet, I would recommend bringing in that closer, making sure so that way at least you get paid. It just builds your confidence over time. You'll feel better about it. You'll feel like a rock star that you're making money, and then you're going to grow into your role. So that's my opinion.
Yes, I would add to that growing into your role means that you find your right seat. And I can remember over the last almost 40 years now that I've been in the business that sometimes that right seat's an opener, sometimes it's a closer, sometimes it's a trainer, sometimes it's a DC, sometimes it's an RM, sometimes it's an AM. And sometimes it takes a minute before you move into those other roles. But I've seen it happen time and time again that if you try to do too much, you end up making less money than staying into that right seat that you were so comfortable at to begin with. And so don't make a move until you know you have that ability to make that change into that next area. And that right seat could be an opener, or it could be a closer. And that could be where you're going to make the most amount of money. So look at things from that standpoint as well.
And also, I was wondering, how do we address it to the clients when we're bringing in as somebody else to help us close? Do we address that, or do we just bring them up the second without letting the client know?
I would say what Ruth just said there, or what I've always told my agents to say, is that as I go through and identify the best possibility for you, I may bring in an expert that could help explain this in a way that would ensure that you're moving forward in the right way. And just have that as a part of every first that you give. Work that out with the closer of a better way to say that would work perfectly for you. And that will make sure that it happens perfectly every time. Ruth, you had a comment.
I have found that clients are really grateful that you bring in that expert for them. They're really appreciative that you're like, wow, their retirement's very serious. This is their life savings commonly. This is their world. So I find them very, they're normally very grateful that you thought enough to say, hey, you know what? I know a lot, but let me bring in somebody that knows just a little bit more, just in case. And they're grateful. So I don't think you should feel inadequate if you're bringing in a closer. Just let them know this is a senior specialist, that they're going to take time out of their day to come here and make sure that you're taken care of. They're just going to double check.
Thank you for those comments.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. So these were our top agents submitted this last week. We have number 10, Austin Murch, Rick Thomas, number 9, number 8, Noel Adams, number 7, Robin Denny, number 6, Jason Kessler, number 5, Anthony Taylor, number 4, Anthony Aquino, number 3, Matthew Schmidt, number 2, Tanya Zapata, and number 1, Anu Cabra. Congratulations to each of you. And if I did that twice, it was on purpose. This is where the rubber hits the road, and this makes the most to you as that business goes issue paid. Hey, we've got some great recognition that we're wanting to recognize our great Ruth Erdman. This is her 100th week of submitted business. Congratulations, Ruth. Anything that you would like to say about your 100th week in submitted business?
Well, I didn't know it was my 100th week. Woohoo! There you go. No, for me, it's just plan your work your plan. Be on a schedule. I don't know what I'm doing without my calendar. So realistically, you have to make sure you live on a schedule, especially being self-employed. The best part about being self-employed, everyone, you can work when you want to. The worst part about being self-employed is you can work when you want to. So you have to make sure you get the work done before you play. But when you work hard, you can play hard. So That's it. Just plan your work your plan, put it on a calendar, get it done, and don't stop until you're finished. And I like money, so that's how you get it. So
Congratulations, Ruth. You deserve it.
thank you.
Top 10 agents in consistency. This last week, we had Doug Lackey, number 10, number 9, Tanya Zapata, number 8, Anu, number 7, Anthony Aquino, number 6, Noel Adams, number 5, Anthony Taylor, number 4, Brad Bishop, number 3, Robin Denny, number 2, Rick Thomas, and number 1, just recognized with 100 weeks in a row, Ruth Erdman. Here is our Poca Punta Cana Resort, Dominican Republic, on track to be at that resort with us in 2027. And wanted to recognize those people that are now back on with Tana Machete and Ann Moore. Also have moved up a slot, Matthew Schmidt, Stephen Duffy, also Jeremy Stewart. We also have Timothy Harris that's moved up a spot, Michelle Honauer, and Jason Crawford has moved up 5 spots. We have also Tanya Zapata that's moved up 3 spots, Anthony Taylor that's moved up. We have Michael Givens that's moved up 2 spots, and Michael Trussell that's moved up a spot. We have Brett Olson that's moved up, Woody Sargent that's moved up, Seth Thomas that's moved up, Jason Kessler's moved up, and Heath Thompson has moved up. And they are just on their way, and Heath is in that number 1 spot. Who's going to take him out? This is a competition. This is a fight. Right now, he is leading the charge with 61% of the way there. So close. We just have a few months left. We're halfway through the year. What I'd love everybody to do is calculate the number of weeks that are left and the amount of submitted, and based upon your placement, the amount of issue paid that you need to have go paid out by the 2nd week of December, so that you win this contest and are with us there. For many years, I involved my family in it, and there were weeks where we put around the kitchen in our bedroom what production needed to be had to ensure that we were there, and then I would take my whole family with us when we went. So challenge each of you to do that same, and let's go out and win.
Brad?
Yes, Brad.
I have a prediction. Who's going to be number 1?
Who's going to be number 1, Brad?
Jason Kessler.
Jason Kessler is. He's going to beat you?
I think so. The dude is just consistent and great, but I will be above the
run, Brad. Give him a run.
Well, trust me, that's there. But no, I think it's fun, and you've got Brett. Brett, you've got Heath, you've got Jason, you've got me, you've got Ruth. There's a bunch in there that I think are just exceptional people. And I look forward to August, September, October, and November. Let's put it that way.
Thank you.
By December, I think you're going to have several on a trip.
Love it. Love some newcomers to jump in there and fight for that number 1 position. If you win it, I promise you won't ever allow another year to go by to not win a trip with Afortus. We know how to vacation and take you to all the great places of the world, and we want to do that for each of you. So go out and if you've not traveled with Afortus, make it a goal to travel with Afortus this year. A job is just a job. It stands for just over broke. But when you focus on yourself and compete and fight like we do in sales meetings every week to be the last person thumbs up, thumbs down, and the number one person in Afortus. It changes the game, changes your stars, and changes your destiny and your future. Excited for you and your success. Hey, let's listen to this. This is about each of us and the direction we're taking the remainder of this meeting that we're going through right now.
This is a skill of highly successful people. They have learned to hone this skill and use it to their advantage. And I always drive home mindset. Big time. This is a health and fitness space. Yes, I preach all about body recomposition, change, transformation, but I don't preach quick fixes. I preach mindset change first and foremost, because that is what's going to get you a long-term result. I preach identity change. That's what this is all about. And this is a skill of highly successful people. Anybody that's achieved any amount of success, whether it's with their physique, business, whatever, they've learned to hone this skill. And this is the idea. The obstacle is the way. Instead of looking at obstacles as being in the way, obstacles are the way. That is the way you're actually going to get to where you're going. So as I was going into my own transformation journey, starting at age 49, instead of saying, I'm getting older, I can't do this, I said to myself, I'm getting older and I'm going to do this. I'm going to prove that I can do this. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm in perimenopause, I've got all these things going against me, I said, I'm in perimenopause and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to show what I'm capable of. I'm going to see actually what I can do. The obstacle is the way. That is the way through it. That is how I'm going to get what I want to get. And that is the mindset of any successful person. They do not look at obstacles as holding them back from the thing that they are going to get. They look at the obstacle as the way that they are going to get the thing that they want. And that is my little tidbit for you to chew on today. Look at the obstacle as the way to double, triple, quadruple down on what you're doing and make it happen. Yeah, baby.
I love it. I love it. Obstacle is the way. So I want to shift the spotlight to you. These are the people that have been onboarded this year. Take a look and see if your name is on there and in lights right now. If they can do it, you can do it too. These are the people that have been onboarded this week. And please give them a shout out. And you're next. So let's shift the spotlight to you. Almost there, we have Adrian Vaughn and Sandra Figueroa. They just need one training cell. So close, but so far. These are the items that have been completed. Where are you at? We want you to be onboarded in the spotlight this next week. And that's what this part of what this training is about today, is giving you the opportunity to onboard and get onboarded if you're not. Yes, Thomas, go ahead and share.
I'm taking my exam today, so I know I should already know the answer to this, but just as a refresher, after I take my exam, right, and I pay for my license, what are my next steps? Like, there's going to be some sales that I'm shadowing, right? Or I have other people watching me do my sales to make sure they're done correctly. And then I get pretty much told by my regional manager when I'm ready to do it on my own, right?
There you go. Yes. Get with your regional manager and they will help you on your next steps just as soon as you pass that test. And congratulations in taking that step. Looking forward to hearing that you passed it today.
Oh my, I'm kind of like nervous.
There you go. You've got it. We're behind you. You're going to win. All right. Here are the keys to success. Work on your presentation while waiting for those codes to come. Don't wait for you to be appointed by F&G. Get everything else out of the way and completed so that you're ready to run those seconds. You can actually run a first presentation because no product is ever talked about in the first prior to you being appointed. All you've got to wait for is that appointment to complete the second close before that sale is actually made. Attend and watch many ride-alongs. If you have no more market, do something about that. Talk to new people. Be leads. income consistency, and the most important thing that you can possibly do, because they're the easiest sales to make, is run through the memory jogger, and you will be shocked at how many people you know that you haven't even thought about getting in front of. That's where the easiest sales are going to come from. Let me ask you this, if you were offered to receive $10,000 in cash to be on appointments in 14 days, would you make sure that that happened? The answer to each of you is you'll make way more than $10,000. So you as a regional manager, help each of your agents and recruits get onboarded. Let's make it a whole new day. And if you're a brand new recruit or somebody that's been with us for a minute, let's make that happen and get onboarded this week. You'll make way more than $10,000 in the next month or two because of making that commitment and following through with those steps. So, how do we make that happen? Utilize the Academy. The Academy will walk you through in the next 14 days the following steps. Orientation completed day number 1 by your regional manager. World market identified day number 2. Training presentations 3 through 10. 4 videos reviewed 4 through 6. Level 3 video recorded way before day 7. You could do that day 2. And home office submission to where you are appointed. Calendar and licenses ready. Appointments begin. Make sure that you're in more than 3 to 5 states so you have enough appointments, because you will receive appointments in the states you're licensed in. We need at least 5 to be able to provide you with the number of appointments that you need. As Kirby put together in our great video to start our meeting off today, these are the Afortus pillars, and who is in charge of each one of these to help you, your team, and Afortus succeed. Production, with Brett Olson helping us focus on our submitted and issue paid production. Our goal right now is a minimum of 125,000. We were just right shy of 100. My big ask to everybody is to fight to give 10 first appointments this week. Turn those into seconds so that you have big production this week. Ryan is over appointments and helping us all have more appointments for less by turning our external into internal appointments. Jesse Woodcox is on onboarding, helping us develop ways that we can get onboarded in a much shorter period of time. We're driving down our average onboarding time to less than 14 days. With your help, this will be accomplished this week. And then Heath Thompson in building RMs. Please get with him, help him identify ways that we can find quickeners for you and what you need to do so that we can build those RMs quicker, faster, and sooner than ever before. And then Michael Lysenko is on placement. The biggest thing he wants everybody to understand is use option 1 and only option 1 when you submit an application. And if you can't use option 1, something needs to change in your first and second presentation. That is the number one thing that is stopping us from allowing your submitted cases to going issue paid. Let's make that change. Here is the regional manager mastery, building a scalable agency. As a regional manager, your primary leverage is teaching others how to replicate your success. The number one way to do that is through appointment reviews that you want to have each of your agents do, that you're responding to perfect their first and make sure you're properly prepared for their second, and for second for giving your appointment ride-alongs and posting them on a daily, weekly basis so that your people are able to see and duplicate what it is you are doing. We're promoting one RM every 90 days. That's what creates agency growth. That's what expands your regional market share and multiplies your overrides. The key successes, be the master copy. Ride-alongs and appointment reviews are a must for you to succeed. Regional culture and excitement. Everybody's excited to show up to your sales meetings every week, and everyone makes money every week. Here is the monthly production targets. If you're an RM, minimum of 5,000 submitted each week. If you're an agent, minimum of 3,600 submitted each week, on your way to leadership by you being challenged to write 5,000 minimum on a weekly basis. That's going to give you at least an approximate of 65 to 91,000 of minimum production if that's what you're writing on a weekly basis. And then somewhere between 10 and 40,000 should be your minimum weekly region production. If you're an agent, help your region in reaching that goal. If you're a region, help your agents in reaching that goal. And the focus is consistency and higher placement every single week. Income consistency list, your Afortus appointments, making sure you give 10 first a week minimum, referrals, and rinse and repeat. Placement is the name of the game. If you're not at 75% placement, each 1% of placement will approximately make you an additional $100 of weekly income, a minimum of 10,000 points. These are the placement issues. Number one, submitting an incomplete or iffy app, lack of call day after or follow-up calls are critical. The day after call, it's like it's a small problem the day after when they sleep on it and wonder if they'd made the right decision. Easy to overcome and solve that by just a quick phone call. And when you start doing that, the easier and easier it becomes every call you make. And pretty soon the day after call becomes a joy for you to make every single close that you make that day after call ensures that you're going to have that business go issue paid. Avoiding field underwriting, not using option one and not using company processor. These are the main issues that you have to work on. Make sure you're implementing every single one of those. Take a snapshot picture of this slide and make the changes, and you will get that placement rate where you want it to be. Maximize your take-home income. Here's your keys to success. We've talked about a few of these already, but most critical is 10 first appointments given every week. Work your referrals. They're the easiest to close and the easiest to turn into your issue paid business. Working your annual reviews. Even if you haven't been in this business, whatever sales business you are in, do an annual review with your clients on that. They will be shocked. And that's the easiest way to help them be turned into a F&A first appointment for you. Track your placement. Build a large income consistency list. Perfect your first and second presentations. And what is your nut to crack? My challenge to each of you is to identify what does it cost to cover your bills on a monthly basis. Create a spending plan to where you spend every penny by the end of the month, including the amount you need to have go into your money market, emergency fund account, and your investments, including your own IULs and annuities, to make sure that each month, because of you starting at zero again, it allows for you to focus on what's most important. What do I need to do this month to ensure that I make more money than last month? Leaders, don't fall into that splitting trap, meaning that you're just waiting for other agents to set up split appointments for you. Don't move any of your closing appointments. That's part of that splitting trap. If you move a closing appointment to run somebody else's close, what happens? You get a no-show with that person's closing appointment, and then it's that much more difficult to get back in front of your closing appointment. The easier way to do it, share your Google Calendar with your entire team, and that way they can during their first appointment, open up the Google Calendar, find out when you're available, when the client's available, and put them into an open spot because of that. DCs, start building your team now. That will ensure that you have 2 replacement DCs to replace you with as you move into your new region as the brand newest regional manager. Develop a 2-month action plan, put it together with your mentor and RM, and let's go out and win together. Here's controlling your daily inputs. Here's the agent's input. Read your goals and affirmations daily. Create and set appointments. 2 to 3 first appointments a day. Submit business daily. Underwriting, follow-up, improve placement. Recruit, track your numbers, and end of day planning for your next day plan. And rinse and repeat. Here are some leaders' inputs. Leader daily activity. Protect your personal production. Lead by example. Coach and communicate with the team. Monitor the Afortus pillars for your region or team. Develop new agents. Recruit and build leaders. Inspect your numbers and activity. Remove your barriers. And end of day review. And rinse and repeat. Making sure that you're always following up on each of your agents' appointment reviews and sharing your first appointments on the Voxer Success Group so that people can watch you be the best that you are. Here's the Afortus system timeline. We are moving everything up. Days 1 through 14, on board, complete the initial training, and get on appointments. Weeks 2 through 4, establish consistent weekly production and master your first and seconds to become a closer. In 90 days, begin your leadership development. That should start day number 1. And as you're focused on what you need to do to move up the ladders to trainer, DC, and RM. And start recruiting if you have not already. And in 6 months, be promoted to regional manager, build duplicate teams, and scale your overrides. Your agency size is not limited by market opportunity, but by how effectively you develop new leaders. Today is the day that we can reset. Win one day at a time. Push the reset button. Yesterday's results are history. Today's action write tomorrow's story. Today is day 0. If you're not on appointments yet, this is day 1 for you. In other words, we've declared amnesty for everybody. You can get on appointments in the next 2 weeks. If you're a regional manager, I want you to print out with phone numbers every recruit that you've got in your region and call them, every single one of them, and give them a restart. If you're a brand new recruit or not onboarded yet and you are on this call, use today as day number 1. Follow the system, complete your training, figure out your training sales, record the first presentation video, get it to your leader, get it passed off level 3, put your sales on the stat report weekly. You should have sales every single week, at least one 3,600 point case gets you started. Today is the fresh start. Today is day number 1. Take your phone out, turn the camera on, highlight this QR code, and answer each of the brief questions that are here for you as a brand new recruit. To get on appointments in the next 14 days and scale your business. Agents and leaders, commit today, scan this QR code below and give us your 2-month goals. Everybody do this right now. Once you've started that, now for you RMs, that we've got many of your systems reports, But those of you that have not completed your systems report, this is something that you need to do weekly. This is where you see the pulse of your region, exactly what things you've done that are successful and those things that you need some coaching on, or that you can coach yourself to improve and make each day a better day next. So those regional managers, please scan this QR code and use this QR code for your systems report, and let's be ready for you to have your best week ever by answering each of the questions on this system report. And those of you that have systems calls this week, be ready to review this so that we can make you better this week than you were last week. Is that a deal? We have 9 minutes, and I would love to have you, as you're going through each of these 2 QR codes. This is the day of the first day of the rest of your life. And for those of you who need to complete your systems report, do so now. And for everyone else, I'm going to stop sharing and would ask you to unmute yourself. Please show your video of yourself and use this opportunity to share what successes you've had most recently and how others can turn your successes into their successes, and or what coaching and who specifically you would like to have coaching from in the remainder of this call, so we can help you duplicate what others have done this last week. The time is yours.
Brett,
Yes.
this is Sue, and I think we heard from number one big sale from last week, Anu, about how a great resource Dave Peterson has been for us as a company and for him personally. This is his last meeting. He will be with us, and I think that we owe him a lot over the years of the help that he's given to so many of us to make sure that we're taken care of. And if Anu wanted to comment on how that was for him with getting that sale completed, but I think we have a lot of gratitude for Dave Peterson.
Absolutely.
You know, and he's been such a great resource, throughout the years. Very accessible, very knowledgeable. He'll just walk you. You just tell him what the scenario is, and he'll guide you, and he'll let you know, what the best course of action might be. With Nora, they always get you illustrations made, and show you what options are available to you. Just a tremendous resource for years for us.
Beyond that, he is a fabulous resource, but he's also just a good friend to travel with. We've followed Dave to Minnesota and a ton of places. It's great to have him in our Afortus family so that when we go places all across our great nation, there are people in our company like Dave to travel with. It's fantastic.
Dave, for all the many years. Really appreciate that. All right. Any other success stories? Any other coaching? You've got the best of the best right here in front of you. Use this opportunity to ask your questions that we can help ensure this week is better than last week.
Just want to say thanks for the presentation. The one thing that I got out of this meeting, and I'm like a week, 2 weeks in, and the one thing that you said has probably made the big difference for me. Today is the start of a whole new day. And last week we had 3 strikes on appointments. People just didn't show up. But I told Jason this morning, so okay, we're starting fresh. But that's what I needed to hear. I appreciate that.
You bet, John. Thank you. Yes, Ruth.
Literally this time of year, it's like warm market haven. My team has literally spent this entire month being at events all month long, getting that warm market. We've been at truck driving companies. We've been at the truck driving events across. We were in Iowa. We were in Mississippi. My team is literally, I'm at estate and trust planning right now. We've been traveling so much this month. It's crazy, but we know it's going to pay off for us. We have over 100 rock solid leads with companies with 50 people, 100 people, 20 people. We have spent so much time as a group. Our team is really fine tuning their craft on getting that warm market. Hit those farmers markets, hit those local town events that you have. Let people know what you do. If you run around as an undercover agent, you're never going to grow your business. People need to know what you do. Everybody wants to retire. Most of them do not know how. Give them that customer service skill. I teach my agents, work with the servant's heart, because those are things you don't necessarily get paid for. But when you get paid, you'll be blessed. Do what's best for people. Get them those. Let everybody know that you want to give them a retirement review. Let them understand what they're going to get. If they don't have a pension, it's very simple to reverse engineer and help them understand. And if you need help with that, we'll be back to meat and potatoes here in another month or so. We'll get back into going, or just your person that you work with. Everybody just needs to know what they make and then reverse on how we're going to create that. It's a very simple formula. You can ask your trainer, but work your warm market. Right now, educators are just now coming back to school. That's one, and things are going to ramp up. Literally 2.5 years ago, I was still working very full-time at CarMax, selling cars about 50 hours a week, and I was working at Afortus. Between June and October, I earned my trip to Italy. You can do it if you work your plan and plan your work. I work 7 days a week. Did I work all the time? Yes. Do I hustle? Yes. But anybody can do it. Get out of your own way. Let people know what you have, and you will get what you need. But you can't walk around and not tell anybody what you do and expect to move forward. And if there was anywhere that somebody knew where money fell out of the sky, let me know. I'll be right there standing with you. But as of now, I know you got to work. You got to open your mouth, let people know what you're doing, but do it with the servant's heart and you will be blessed. Let people know, work the numbers. This is only a numbers game. That's it. Everybody can do it. Go get them, guys.
Thank you, Ruth. And please remember the information that you learned from that video. Do you remember what she taught us today? What was it that she said?
It's never too late to start.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Obstacles are the way.
There you go. Thank you, Derek. Obstacles are the way. And just in closing, remember, those of you that have systems reports due, please click on this to complete that for today. Those of you that are not yet on appointments, today is day one. And those of you leaders that have agents that are not onboarded yet, click on this QR code, respond to this, and let's go out and win today. And in closing, I would love to share one more time how we started this meeting, and maybe this will mean a lot more to everybody now that we're seeing.
Most people don't fail because they lack passion. They fail because when the storm hits, they have nothing solid holding them up. Motivation comes and goes. Energy fluctuates. But pillars? Pillars don't care how you feel. They stand because of how they were built. If you want an unshakable career, we will show you non-negotiable pillars we in Afortus lean on. When your world shakes, and it will, your feelings won't save you. Your foundation will. We have built pillars so strong that storms can't break them. Today on Afortus TV, we will define these pillars, what you are building on. Listen, learn, and apply. Welcome to Afortus TV.
Let's go out, subscribe, like your YouTube channel, and let's go out and win together. Team equals together, each achieves more. Let's go out and achieve more together, and let's see you next week on Afortus TV. Thank you, everybody. See you at the top.